Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Word Origins 311. The word origin today is Portojohn. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. A Portojohn is a portable toilet often set up outdoors at work sites, such as construction sites, or at special outdoor events when clearly more toilet facilities are needed for the amount of people there, that then is actually available. A Portojohn is also sometimes referred to as a porta-potty. Remember, potty is kind of a cute way to say toilet, like for small children too. So that's why it might be called a porta-potty sometimes as well. Let's continue. The term actually comes from an American company called Portojohn. Now, the Portojohn is with an A instead of the O. So I've sometimes also heard them referred to as a Portojohn because it becomes like a trademark name. I have heard in the States some people call it a Portojohn instead of a Portojohn, but you might hear either one. Let's continue. All right. The port part is short for portable, of course, because they're movable. They're not so easy that an average person would pick them up and carry them, but they can be carried for a toilet. Most toilets cannot be moved, and these can be moved around, with a fork truck or something like that. The port part is short for portable, and John, of course, is a slang term and an informal word for a toilet or outhouse. So just like the name, John is sometimes used that way. Like I said, it's a little bit of a rough use, usually like truck drivers say it, but it still means toilet sometimes. Let's continue. All right, the Portojohn was created by a man named George Harding, who was awarded the patent in the 1960s. And by the 1970s, they were ubiquitous. They were everywhere. You started to see them all around. So, again, especially outdoors where, there's a lot of workers and there's not a lot of toilets available, they might hire them for them. Or, again, very, very large events in which, toilets are not needed most of the time, but they are needed for this event, of course. Let's continue. And we got 4 examples to show just how it's used. Here's the first one. If you use a Portojohn, make sure you lock the door. You don't want someone to accidentally open the door on you. Yeah, sometimes people will forget with Portojohns too, because, it's a little uncomfortable. You're in there. It's kind of dirty. You just want to do your business and get out pretty soon. They do usually have a little lock, but sometimes people forget. And, people don't usually just knock on the door. They just usually open the door. So be careful. All right, number 2. I'm sorry, there are no indoor public bathrooms at this event. But if you walk down this row, you'll find a row of Portojohns here. So if there's a place where they have a lot of people, they don't just have one Portojohn. They'll have a lot of Portojohns there for many people to use. They might have like 10 or 20 in a row, for people to use. Let's go on. Number 3, the smell was so bad, I thought I was going to pass out in that Portojohn. Yeah, I've mentioned this before in the other videos too. If it's early in the day and you're the first user, not so bad. But if you are the, 100th, 1000th user or something like that, or just one person before you really, maybe you had some bad cramps or something, that place is going to smell for the rest of the day. Sometimes they are outdoors too, and sometimes the sun is on them, so that kind of intensifies the heat with the smell. So sometimes they're quite unpleasant. All right, number 4 here. You had better bring some tissue with you. Portojohns don't usually have any. Yeah, so, if you are, if you're doing poo-poo, be careful. There might not be any paper there for you, so you better bring your own. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was very informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.